Welcome to the Neoncast. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And today we're doing a spoiler cast for Part 7 Jojo.
Jim finished it, and we can finally talk about it because it's my favorite, and probably Jim's favorite.
And it's my favorite too, because it's really fucking good.
Is it good because after parts, you just finished reading Part 6, or is it good like as its own thing?
I think that having Part 6 right before it makes it like, it's like a diving board. It sets it up for such greatness, because Part 6 fails in so many places that it's just great. It's so great. I love it. So this obviously goes without saying. We'll be having spoilers for every part of Jojo up to 7.
Yeah.
I started reading 8, but we will not talk anything about Part 8.
Maybe until you get caught to the recent chapter. I will do it. I guess I'm kind of. We're not sure where we're at. We're halfway or not, or should we? We'll see.
I think this is the plan that I have. I'll read up, I'll catch up, and then we'll do maybe like a
guess
story so far.
Story so far, and then what we think is gonna happen.
Yeah, and then we plan on doing like a podcast for every part, like a sort of review discussion podcast,
like volume or like arc for like.
I think we could just literally do every chapter.
All right. Anyway.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't even caught up yet.
Or we can tag on to the other. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but we're talking about some Steel Ball Run, baby.
Big balls.
Big balls, ball breaker.
Steel. And tusks and all.
Tusks and balls.
All right. So yes, we start. Do you want to give a brief rundown of Part 7?
Yeah, what's
your abridge of the Part 7 story?
All right, so
I'm kind of curious. See, you try to describe this part.
A crippled American man befriends a royalty adjacent Italian man, and they go on the adventure of a lifetime, forming a beautiful bond of love and friendship as they learn how to spin good.
And don't forget that they collect Jesus and...
Oh, I forgot. It was a part.
And they're telling him to kill the president.
Oh, yeah. It's about two terrorists. Two terrorists who collect the Mormon... I can only assume it's the Mormon Jesus.
The body of Jesus Christ.
There's so much in Part 7 that really confirms Mormons. Like, the Mormon religion is 100% correct, where Jesus came to America and interacted with the Native Americans.
But when Jesus appeared, he had the thorns on his head. Jesus is a character, by the way.
Jesus is a character in Jojo.
He has his own wiki entry.
Which is, I think that is the ultimate status of your character. Do you have a wiki entry on the Jojo Bizarre Adventure Wiki?
And he did.
Yes, he okay. He has the crown of thorns, which the first time I saw that, I was like, no way.
He's like when he's on the cross, just the cloth and the thorns on his head.
Yeah, and he has the holes in his hands and the
whole shtick.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
But there's a part...
The whole crucifixion and everything.
I know I'm jumping to literally the very end. There's a part when Lucy Steele...
14 years old.
14 years old, has the entire body of Jesus within her.
She has to get pregnant with his head.
Yeah, she gets pregnant with his head. Through her stomach, you see the thorns. He's still wearing the crown of thorns. Inside her body, there are dozens of thorns poking out. That made me cringe so hard, thinking of that kind of pain. And then she had to pass that, I guess, as a child. Actually, no,
it's fine.
But okay, so yeah.
So yeah, that's a good summary of
more or less.
More or less.
I thought it was really fun doing... It kind of was this is the part 1, 2, and 3 sort of greatest hits is what I like to consider it. Where
yeah, kind of.
It takes the best parts of that and puts it into a steel ball, if you will. Rolls it into a steel ball, and it's great.
Like a part of Jesus being put into your arm.
Yeah, it just fits perfectly.
Or your chest.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about. I don't know where to begin. Diego is the best boy ever.
Well, let's talk about the characters, and since we gave our summarization of it, let's talk about our Joestar, or Johnny, our precious Johnny.
Jonathan Joestar.
I think he's one of my favorite Joestar, because I think he had the most character, the most backstory.
Yes.
His journey of growing along with Gyro, but still. John, I love him. He's my favorite.
Yeah, he has a great arc, and they do things with him they don't ever do with other Joestars. They kind of give him this evil side.
He's not the now like a pure of heart person. He's still he was a dick at one point. He still kind of is a dick, but he kind of learned a little bit from the way he acted. But
yeah, he matures greatly.
It's like if you're a dick, you don't 100% not become a dick. On when you try to change yourself, you still have that dick side of you.
He's a little bit of a dick, as Star-Lord once said. He's a bit of a dick, but he's not a full-blown asshole.
My favorite part that he got crippled is because he got cut in line. That's like my favorite stupid thing.
Instant karma.
Instant karma. You never cut in line.
Yeah, that was really funny. It was just to see like a stupid play too with some bitch that he had.
Some woman.
Because he was a hotshot jockey.
Not some hot pan. I'm kidding.
Hot pants.
But yeah.
Not yet.
Johnny's one of my favorite. He's like the best arc. His tusk is such a cool evolving stand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for the evolving stands like Echoes, not like evolving stands with like Giorno
with
was,
the axe.
Yeah,
they've got
different
the different that they switch through.
That you earn, that you kind of get over time by you growing up. And, like Kyoichi's did.
Johnny's are the best, and they're the coolest too because his stand starts out pretty weak, and you're just
like a baby.
Yeah, even the depiction of it is really weak, and he can't really do much. Like early on, he just kind of shoots people, but they don't do much.
He shoots fingernails 10 bullets.
But eventually, he gets to the point where he's literally bending reality around himself to shoot better.
I love the one that he can go in the ground, come up another spot and shoot.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That's what I wish he used that more, but it came in such later on, didn't really get a chance to.
Yeah, that was the thing. They kind of backload a lot of his stand development because he rushes through he gets 2 kind of early on, but then he rushes through 3 and 4.
Yeah. 4 is really just used to be funny.
When he mastered the golden rectangle rotation.
The perfect
rotation.
Perfect rotation, I love it. So, so I love this Johnny's, I love the octopus look of Act 4 Tusk, the weird,
It has that cool, chainmail-y sort of thing.
I love it.
It is such a cool looking stand. All of the points are cool, but Act 4 is, so iconic.
And it's just so good. Johnny's probably the most developed. That's what happened. This part's more just about 2 characters going on a journey.
Yes.
You get this point with him and Gyro just being the stupid conversation that you get when you're bored. But,
the pizza mozzarella song.
Yeah.
The joke about the days of the week that isn't funny and doesn't have a punchline, but it's great because they both love it.
Yeah. And tell him to eat shit, asshole.
Tell him yourself.
Shit, asshole. Fall off your horse. I love it.
Their relationship's so good.
Last time we're gonna talk about it probably more so when we talk about the ending, the final, and the relationship with other characters we're gonna get into.
Mm-hmm.
But
because the ending had so many amazing reveals.
Also, one of my favorite part about Johnny is in part 1, Danny the dog got put into the oven by Dio, and but Danny was a mouse in this one, and just the whole thing about he wasn't sure if his not kill get rid of his mouse caused
his brother to
die in the race,
get killed by the horse or whatever,
or fall off a horse or whatever.
Yeah, I think he was trampled or something.
He fell off I think the horse a mouse ran up.
It was startled, yeah,
and he fell off or whatever. But he wasn't sure he had to live with that guilt. His father kind of disowned him. But just the heartbreak at the end thing with his dad kind of holding his brother's boots and cheering him on, I was oh my god.
I tears in my eyes.
I was so oh my god.
This is so perfect.
So good. That was one of my favorite moments in anything.
It was so odd. There's so much to talk about the last 10 chapters.
There's a lot happening.
All the funny bullshit, which I love. I thought that was all great, but.
Should we move on to our gyro boy then?
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to say was how their relationship is so good. And that it's because it's the 2 of them, they really do get developed more.
Yeah.
Whereas comparing it to part 3, there's too many people. I think
it's basically, but only Ponarp and really gets the centered character development more and an arc. But I think his arc kind of went too quick in part 3, where everyone kind of goes slowly and builds up.
Yeah.
But because then what else we got character development in part 3 that
Kakyoin, kind of, but
he didn't really do much.
It was more of his death that was
yeah.
That was the thing that everyone remembered. It sucks. Yeah, that's my biggest gripe with part 3. It's the characters don't really grow in any way. Yeah. And they're not really developed that much either.
Yeah, I think Pawn probably only grows in development in that part too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And Jotaro
a little bit, but he's still kind of a same dickheaded he was throughout the entire part.
That's just his character though.
Yeah, but I love him in part 4 and part 6.
Part 6 he's really good too.
All right, let's talk about Gyro Zappelli.
Gyro Caesar.
Caesar.
I think it's like Caesar Antonio or something.
Antonio
or no,
Caesar.
no, it's
Antonio
Julius Caesar.
Julius
His name is
Caesar
Julius
Zappelli.
Caesar Zappelli, yeah.
But call him Gyro for short.
Mm-hmm.
Master of the spin, which is just like this part's Haman, which is just as bullshit. Just as bullshitty.
Yeah, it's if not more bullshitty. I mean, Haman is weird. Haman can like make your arm grow longer and...
You can also like go off various liquids and like
yeah, the bubble thing that Caesar did in
put
part
it through
2.
bubbles. Or it's just the spin also had like the equivalent bullshit of like when like Gyro putting Valentine, he like made him age like rapidly.
Yeah, that was really strange. that was weird.
He's like half his head like burned off or like fell out. I don't know.
Yeah, all his hair fell out and he got all wrinkly.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's cool, but
just don't think about it too hard.
Spin.
It's just the spin.
And then Gyro had the brief stand of scan, I think it was.
Yeah, when the corpse part went to his eye, he had scan.
Yeah, but only for like 2 chapters.
Yeah, it was literally like I thought that was gonna be a thing where like because we have like other characters like Hot Pants and
Diego. I love the Stan like assisting on what he does. Like I thought that was really cool. Like I
thought they were gonna have a thing where we'd be like, oh well, I have this corpse part, it's gonna make me do this, and like something you'd see in like a traditional show.
That's like Diego, like he got a corpse part and he made him have a dinosaur stand. And he got rid of it. Like okay, I guess he's not gonna be a dinosaur anymore, but he was.
Just still has
He's a Dino.
It's a little weird. They play fast and loose with the rules, but it was cool because in the Ringo fight, which is one of the best parts of part 7.
Oh my god, yeah.
You see Ballbreaker Gyro stand for like a second. Like there's a part where he throws his seal ball at the wall and it like scans through and he's able to see inside and you see like his like Ballbreaker's like curled up. It's really neat. Like it was a cool little teaser.
And then what's it called? So yeah, Gyro's motivation is like he's doing this race so he can win the money, or he can win the race so he can like free a child who's like in prison or the execution or whatever.
Yeah, he was some kid that didn't deserve to die, but because it was like a political thing, the king was going to execute him. So Gyro wanted if he had like $80 million, it would have been enough to like afford the amnesty to get the king to not kill him.
Okay, I don't think I asked you about this. What do you think of the whole at the end of the race thing? Like the kid died in the cold.
I thought that was like really fitting, like
really bittersweet.
It was almost just like this kid he was never really that important to the story.
He was just a motivation for the character to be there.
He literally was just a motivation for Gyro, and it was like it's kind of sad, but it's also like. So it goes. Like people die. Like that shit happens.
I know,
you gotta carry on.
Especially like the 1800s or whatever. Like not gonna have like medicine to take care of it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought like so a lot of people get like rubbed the wrong way by that. Like the whole reason like Gyro did a race, he just died shortly after. Like people felt like really chipped out by that.
I can see what people.
Which I was fine saying with you. I understood people die. That shit happens. Like not everything comes out the way you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it would have been too perfect. Like oh yeah, and then Johnny went and saved the kid. Like no, he died. Like it's over.
The
ending is so bittersweet in like so many ways also that it's just like it just adds to that kind of pile of emotions.
Yeah, Gyro just with his Go-Go Zappelli teeth and everything.
His weird gross teeth. That made me so grossed out. The idea of having been carved in your teeth. Yeah. Oh.
But yeah.
But yeah, they were just perfect for each other. Like, it was so cool because they were both like surprise each other, and it was never like
entertained. Like Johnny, like so you should ask about Johnny would you be annoyed by like, Gyro's stupid shit, but he like just loved it.
Yeah, but he always secretly loved it. One of the best chapters. It's not even a like. There is a little bit of combat later on, but it's when Gyro and Johnny have to spend like $100 million in like a day, so they just go to the nearest town and just blow through everything. It's just a lot of really funny character interactions. Like they go and buy like all the liquor in a bar, and there's a part where Gyro tries to buy a girl a drink, but the rules of the money, he's not allowed to do that, so they have to like eat this whole like 10-course dinner by themselves. It's very funny.
They buy stuff for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's it called? We're not talking about maybe with villain interactions because we're gonna get to the villains later on. Like so. But so it's Gyro's great. Like, I guess we'll go more into his death when we talk about funny. I think, right?
Yeah, I did want to say, just talk about it. Like compared to like all the Joestar Zappelli relationships, this is like by far the best.
It beats it by a landslide. Like,
and like I knew it was coming. Like I feel like if you've read this much of JoJo, you have to know that not Caesar, but the Zappelli's gonna die, and he's gonna somehow give his power to the Joestar.
He always dies like for the Joestar usually. Or like,
yeah, And the second that they went, like it was like the few chapters before he died, when they went to that area where it's where the fighting game, the one level fighting
Philadelphia
game.
level, I think it is.
Yeah, where it's like there's the water. There's like a water all around. I think the ocean surrounding them.
Is it Delaware River or like the Atlantic Ocean? But is it you're in Philly though? Because have a
yeah
shoreline like comes in.
What's her face? Railroad. What's her?
It's
it's like. Oh no, wait.
It's I know you're. I know you're talking about. It's
whatever.
Take it a ride.
Yeah. So Lucy Steele, when her thing.
I was thinking of Chocolate Disco for some.
That is a different one.
I know.
But so her thing, when Lucy Steele's Ticket to Ride happens, it like stretches everything together. And the part like when Gyro appeared at that area and there was like water all around and Funny walked up, I was like, he's not gonna make it out of here. Like I know how this story ends. I didn't want it to happen, but.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, but like, Caesar and Joseph like trained together and like they got a little bit of the bird relationship, but then like they kind of fought and ran off and like didn't really have that like closure to fix it or whatever. But Gyro and Johnny grew up. They traveled like
they spent months
together. Yeah, and like they were together almost like every fight against like all these weird characters and like. It's just like it broke your heart like more so than the other ones where like all the thing the first Apelli ever did was like train him in Haman, then died to like not even Dio to like a minion of Dio.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Was it the guy that jumped off the?
It was the one that got the
chandelier. I forgot.
It was like one of those. There's two warriors from part one, like the.
Oh shit! Yeah,
the one really big one
right.
and the one small one.
It was the big one that killed him.
Yeah, the small one was the one I think Brennan hit Joseph or Jonathan and then gave him the sword.
Yeah, the sword of luck and pluck.
Something like that. Yeah.
Part one of JoJo is very funny.
So, should we talk about like Stephen and Lucy, or should we talk about the villains like Diego and Funny?
We can talk about Stephen and Lucy really quick.
All right.
Thought that they were first like side characters. They were cool. Lucy
Stephen looks like Jojo kind of.
Yeah, the hair. The hair is really funny. Rocky doesn't know how people's hair works sometimes because hair does not grow that way.
Or facial hair. Look at Gyro.
Gyro and Ringo.
Ringo's skull patch.
Oh my god, it's a skull patch. How did I not think of that? That's amazing.
And also like Wicca Pippo's hair is kind of weird too. He has like Norman Osborn hair in the comics or like the animated series with like that weird like cornrow kind of hair that makes no sense.
Yeah, is it supposed to be like a net going on? It's whatever. It's strange.
Don't worry about it.
I thought that I really liked Stephen and Lucy's relationship. At first, it came off as really creepy.
You thought it was a weird like younger, but she has like a debt to him kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more of like a familial than it is like a romantic.
Yeah,
which is really.
And I like
good.
Lucy. I like Lucy. I kind of wish she wasn't 14 years old.
It was really gross that she was so young.
Even in Japan, as young.
Especially when the things with like the first lady, the first lady's
trying
to get her
the
like
first
sit
lady.
on her face, like Lucy's 14 years old.
Sit on my face, right here. Sit right on it and pop squats. Now, yeah, Lucy designed also. I love this the album. It's like the one good thing Rocky does is like the women design are usually really like Trish. I love her design. Mariah, I love her design. Like Lucy is great.
Well, he draws half his men to look like women, so.
I know, but the women always do. Like Jolene, I like the outfit design. I know, like the hair is like okay, but still.
Hot Pants is one that I'll say is like a little over designed.
Yeah, but the thing is, she's also trying. I think she's still like a guard outfit. Like.
Yeah,
I
can see.
She's
I like the scarf aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
It also hides her boobs so that you don't know she's a girl the first time you see her.
Yeah, but James Brown's like. But yeah, so Lucy I liked a lot. She's like she had a bigger part than I thought she was. Like in the story.
I was really shocked that she didn't actually get a stand. I thought for sure they were going to give her a stand.
Technically Ticket the Rides or stand.
Yeah, but more of like a having a stand like Trish where she contributes to the plot. Like, in a way that isn't just being like
Pants. Remember she was disguised as a nun that one time?
Yeah, she was a nun.
I remember the one time Charlie went to the church though.
Yeah.
She's like in her nun garb.
When they fight, what's his face?
When he finds it.
They fought the bullshitty one. I forget his name.
What, Civil War?
Civil War, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about him later. But yeah.
Oh, there's so many villains.
Anything else you want to talk about? Lucy or Steven? Like they didn't Steven didn't really do much. He got knocked out like later on, and then like was kind of like swept under the ring. Where like Lucy was like prominent there the entire time.
One thing I do love is there's a scene where Lucy, like her first real like chapter where she gets like the whole thing where she's trying to figure out like who the real bad guy is, and she's running through all these buildings and stuff, and then she's like trapped in a bathroom. They're gonna get her, and then Mountain Tim, amazing character Mountain Tim, who
the speed wagon. I call him the speed wagon of like he's just there.
Yeah, he just
His
shows
stand's,
up.
like not the most useful stand, but he just
he just shows up and saves her, and then he just gets brutally killed like 10 seconds later.
He's a rope man.
Yeah,
I love.
Mountain Tim.
Imagine Bruno, but like a little more lame.
I think it's like Jolene. I think his power.
It's like Jolene, but he also does the Bruno like taking himself apart kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But like so at Mountain Tim, he was just kind of there. He wasn't like he always had like more of a good character like on the side, but like not like an antagonist kind of character. But,
yeah,
like,
they kind of like he was at first, but then he's a total bro to them, and then he just dies.
Yeah, and then there was Hot Pants, who had the relationship with Gyro, but she was also I think more prominent than she was more of a neutral like a more good neutral kind of character where she was like had her own agenda, but she would like know like the whole thing to go against.
Mm-hmm. And it's like there's a little bit of that sexual tension between her and Johnny, which is good that it's not like Johnny and Lucy, because that would have just been unforgivable.
I thought it was gonna be Johnny and Lucy. I thought
he
was gonna die. It's gonna be Johnny and Lucy,
and Johnny's gonna make love to this 14-year-old girl, and I'm gonna kill myself.
But alas, that did not happen.
Yeah.
But still, Hot Pants teams up with like Diego, and like they had the whole like hit them for this funny thing, which is awesome.
That was oh my god, seriously, like Philadelphia On is just amazing. I think it's like 30 chapters.
Yeah.
And it's just it was like I couldn't put it down. I was just so engorged. I was so engrossed in it. I was engorged.
In a gourd. But yeah, the one thing about Hot Pants, the way like they just said, "Oh yeah, she died."
That was a real bummer.
Like she didn't get a proper like dedicated thing of is her dying. Like no, she died.
She literally like dies off screen too. It sucks.
But
that was one of the missteps I think in this.
So that was basically all the good characters. Let's talk about.
Well, we didn't talk about Poco Loco.
Poco Loco is just
my favorite character.
He's just a racist black man who had a luck stand who just put it there to win.
That is the objectively best stand you could ever have.
It tells them what to do.
To literally wins you the race that wins you $1 million.
It tells you what to do to get good luck or whatever.
Yeah.
But fuck him. So should we talk about? We want to talk. You pick Diego or Funny. Who do you want to talk about?
Diego. We have to start with Diego because he comes in earlier.
All right, so
Scary Monsters.
Diego is is he a British?
He's British.
He's a British.
Diego's origin story in this is so much fucking better than in Phantom Blood. This is the definitive
Diego, with
my opinion.
The British man with the Spanish name.
Yes. Where I don't know if you remember, but his parents, who I remember his dad was named the same.
This whole thing about his mother and everything. And
his dad wanted they put him on top of a mountain to like let him die. It's very biblical because they couldn't afford him because his parents were really poor and they're like, oh, don't worry, we'll try again in a few years. And we'll have money.
You can do with babies.
Yeah. And then a flood happens and then it carries his corpse. It carries his dead baby body. No, his little baby carriage that he's in down the river, and then his what's her face. Diego's mom jumps into the water to save him because she has regrets and she wants to keep him alive. And then the husband starts like beating her and it's like, no, we have to let the baby die. You're an idiot. You're a fool. And then I think he dies. I'm pretty sure he. Oh man, I should have looked that up before I said that. But he like abandons. He might not die, but he abandons the wife, and so now Dio's poor mom has to like raise him alone, and she's so poor, so they grow up in this horrible like barn.
Yeah, remember the barn? Cause you read this more recently than I read this like a year ago, and like you're better like tell me all this shit.
Yeah, and so this is a part that really like totally won me over, where he's being raised in this barn, and little Dio is so innocent because he doesn't know the world's like wrong and bad, and his mom gets just like beaten by the guy that owns the farm. And eventually he like destroys their bowls so they can't eat anything. So the mom's worried that Diego's gonna starve, so she has him the man pour hot soup into her hands like every day so that Dio can eat the soup. And then she starves herself, and then like months later she dies from an infection. But Dio is just so like filled with rage and hatred for everyone that he just wants to become the greatest and most rich person so he can like just be above. He just has such a superiority complex that he wants to be the strongest there is.
It has like it's probably one of the most strongest backstories for any like villain character.
It's so fucking awesome.
Also has like one of my favorite Part 5 stands, which is Scary Monsters. Like I fucking love dinosaurs, like turning anything and anyone into dinosaurs.
Literally
amazing.
turning anything into dinosaurs and turning people into dinosaur things. There's a part where he turns 2 men into dinosaur-shaped lamps, which is really strange.
I also love like the halfway transformation where he just have a tail and like the mouth changes. I love that too.
So awesome.
Like it's so cool.
His introduction chapter where, like, his standard introduction chapter.
Okay, it wasn't. Okay,
So
that's right. I
good.
forgot because like it wasn't like his. It was another guy, Dr. Ferdinand.
That gave him the power.
Yeah,
they say that.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about. I remember like him. Like someone else. He got turned into a dinosaur by this guy, but he kind of inherited the power.
Yeah, that was kind of strange that it wasn't like a traditional stand, but yeah, he has some really good fight. Him working with like his introduction's awesome, where he's like he can't control his transformation at first, and Johnny made coffee, and he's like, Johnny, can I have some of that coffee? And then Johnny's like, yeah, I put the cup right in front of you, and because he has the dinosaur vision, he can't see things that aren't moving, so he keeps like reaching for the like everything around it, but he can't see it.
I guess Rocky loved Jurassic Park.
Yeah, right.
So.
He pretty much is like a raptor, like a velociraptor.
Yeah. And then he later on he teamed up with Hot Pants to go after Funny because he tried to team up with Valentine for a little bit, but then like.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. Him and Sandman. Sandman is the first character we actually see in this part. He's a Native American who
knows the secret of running barefoot the fastest. He's the best.
Yeah, at first you see him running extremely quick, and you're like, oh wow, is that him like being like using his stand to run? And it's like, nope. He's a dude.
His stand is like Echoes on steroids, where
Yeah.
he just makes like sounds like.
It's more violent than Echoes.
Yeah.
Where it's like he makes sounds of like things attacking, and it attacks you that way.
Yeah.
But him and Dio teaming up is awesome because he makes like little walking sound effects that like destroy you. There's a part where Gyro pretty much like dies. Gyro gets like killed by this, and then luckily Hot Pants is nearby, so she just like meat sprays him. Yeah, she's the like healer of this one.
Healer.
Yeah, she's the Josuke part 4 of this one.
Yeah, and then what's it called? Yeah, then unfortunately he teamed up with that Valentine, then turns against him, but then Dirty D throws him like under the fucking train.
Oh my god, the train. Seriously, that was the moment when I was like, this Dio is fucking god tier. When he like ruining. He pretty much kills him.
He kills Diego by throwing him under the train, but then he brings in. But then so after Diego goes away, they bring in Diego from the alternate universe, and probably one of the hypest panels you'll ever see.
Seriously.
Is just the world coming out as his stand.
Oh my god, that I had like the best reaction to that. Because I pretty much read like all that in one day, and they tease it at first because like they kill Valentine, spoiler alert, and then
No shit.
They say like, oh, there's tracks here, and I was like, oh, shit, it's Dio, isn't it? And then like, because they keep hyping it up, and they show him the shadow, and then you see the horse with the Dio's horse has like a star on its head, like a Joestar star almost, and then when they reveal like the world stand like in the new art style, I was like, oh, it was so fucking hype. I like screamed. I was like, I told my mom because my mom was sitting next to me. I was like, Mom, Dio's the world is back. You don't understand how amazing this is.
It's so good looking, and like it's one of my favorite like panels. I read this while like at work because like I work in like a part I kind of sit there for a while, so I read this manga like all day when I had no one to take care of.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm pretty sure I gasped while I was like back there like.
It was so fantastic.
Art style is so good at part 7.
And it's just like so perfect because Dio is just like this amazing character with such like strong ambitions.
Yeah, so basically Johnny and Dio are racing for like the entire Jesus corpse that's in like a in a vault, isn't it? Then they moved it to a vault.
Yeah, well, actually Dio has it, and he puts it in the vault.
That's right.
This is the weird thing about the like I guess we're talking about the very end now, but like
when we talk about Dio, we kind of talk about the very end.
But like what is the goal with the corpse? They explain that the corpse and like especially when Lucy was inhabited or when Lucy's stand was activated, the corpse like gives you like luck and it deflects bad luck. So whenever there was like any like damage done to Valentine, it would just fly off of him because it's supposed to be like protecting you. So people, what they say is like, or what Valentine says is that the world or America with the corpse of Jesus will have ultimate luck and be like a superpower
It's like,
forever.
It does like probably I think it does like miracles to protect you, but like each part did something different. Each like limb had like a different kind of thing to it. I'm trying to remember. Function, grants understand power, parts react differently to different characters.
Yeah, it seems like Valentine had more of an idea what to do with it than Dio. That's why I thought it was strange that Dio was like inheriting it, because I don't know what Dio was.
Different universe. Yes.
Yeah. Wow, I love that someone made this like really complicated list of like who had corpse parts at what point, and like
I know. I don't know what really like, but yeah. So probably one of my favorite endings is like the whole like tricking because Lucy and Johnny, also the part when like at the one race where like Diego has the fans like covering him with the shield so Johnny can't shoot.
Holy shit, that part was awesome.
And then
Johnny kills so many random humans.
It's fine.
It is insane. Even like in his own universe, he kills so many random humans.
It's fine. But yeah, what's it called? Yeah, so like him and Lucy have to are trying to stop Diego and the vault, and like my favorite thing just like having the body of like the other Diego, so he just like do the smack thing.
Yeah, he has his head. They cut like the original world Dio's head off.
Or maybe they found the head. He got cut under a fucking train.
I think that because there's a part where it shows a flashback where Lucy and whatever his name was, Steven, are looking for it, and Steven's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we have to get to New York right now. Why are you wasting your time looking for a dead body? She's like, I have an idea.
But yeah, like when
that's so awesome. That was such a great ending. The whole we should just talk about Valentine. Like,
all right, let's talk about the president of the United States, aka Aaron Hansen.
Funny, I kind of wish that Funny had his flashback chapter early on, because it was really good. It was another really good like.
His father was a soldier. He never came back, but like left him like the napkin.
Yeah, they get really detailed about the handkerchief.
Funny fighting the Civil War, where he got captured and whipped in his back, where he had the scar of the U.S. flag. Actually, I have a interview about Iraqi. I like looked up about earlier about the why he chose Buddy Valentine to be the villain. What's it called? He said he like watched he liked Independence Day. He said.
He liked Independence.
He said he's like on top of the president himself threw the saucer to fight, and when he saw that, he decided the party would be battling the president in Steel Ball Run. He realized that fighting president is awesome.
That's hilarious.
Like he thought it was awesome. So I thought it was like really funny how he's like Independence Day is inspiration for Funny Valentine to be the villain because of fighting president.
It's funny because, well, oh my god, it's funny. This is better though.
Oh yeah.
Funny Valentine's better than all of the stupid
Iraqi's
Independence
so
Day.
sweet and innocent though.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's really funny. But yeah.
Funny. I thought it was very funny too.
Yeah, I love the whole fact that his stand is filthy acts done at a reasonable price, obviously, or D done dirt cheap.
Or D4C.
So I love the fact that he replaced his fat self with like a more beautiful self.
Yeah.
It also makes me want to think: was that backstory the fat one, or was it just the skinny one, or were they both the same one?
Okay, my theory. This isn't confirmed, but my theory is that it's shared. At least all the funnies that we see.
They all share the stand.
Yeah. Well, okay. All the funnies that we see, they share the same backstory, because there's a part where Funny says that he tried to find a universe where his father wasn't dead and try and fix that, and he couldn't. So I think that's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. Fixed point in time.
And also the whole like Funny was like giving Johnny the gun was like one of my like favorite things.
Holy
too.
shit, just so good.
Funny's like one of like the best villains in JoJo. Like
seriously awesome. Yeah, like so his power is it's really contrived.
Try to explain it for me, Jim.
All right.
You gotta explain King Crimson.
So he erases time, but he doesn't erase time. So Funny's thing is like as long as he gets between two surfaces and he can like go into another like alternate dimension, and the thing with alternate dimensions is like they're very very similar to the main one. They think they call this one the base universe.
I think so, yeah.
That's the word they use, but only the corpse parts are only in the base universe.
Yeah,
all the other
I know
ones,
that.
it's like there's like a diamond heist or
Yeah,
something.
one with the diamond, yeah.
They never really go into any other. I wish they had, because like the whole thing, the part when Diego and Hot Pants are chasing the train where Funny's on.
They see themselves.
Yeah, they get themselves thrown out, but you see like Funny Valentine's like holding a diamond or like a precious gem in like the other universe. Like, what the hell is the plot in this that's happening exactly the same but without the corpse? Like, I love that idea.
I love that. And then what's it called? Yeah, then he.
So he'll bring like other people
or other thing like at first. Did they bring anything else like from the universe that you think through like the same like? I thought he had the gun. And he kind of showed
the gun. I think is the only object. But right. Yeah, he'll if you touch your alternate self, then you explode. Except Funny. Funny's the only one who can interact with his alternate selves and bring
like when he made 3 of himself and like Diego got disguised by Hot Pants as part of him.
Yeah, that was really funny.
That you can't tell the difference of.
And then Diego just ruined them all with his great dino quickness.
Yeah, also like Funny. If Funny gets hurt or like mortally wounded, he can switch himself with another one.
Yeah, this is another part that I thought was interesting and confused me at first. So the part when Dio pretty much kills Funny. Like, he slits his throat, but then Funny's hair gets run over by the train, so that allows another Funny to come in and switch places. And that Funny literally says, like, this is not my universe, but I know what's happening. I'm caught up to speed, and I'm, like, taking control of this one. So it's weird. It was because it's like, okay, our Funny's dead, and this is like a new one.
And I guess he had the rundown of like it's basically the same thing but with a different MacGuffin.
Yeah, it's odd. It falls apart a little bit, and there's a few retcons like halfway through. I noticed like there's a part where Funny pulls 2 other Funnies in, and they all have a D4C. There's 3 total, which they later explain that there's only 1 D4C in all the universes that they share or some bullshit. Who knows? Don't think about it.
Stands.
But yeah, Funny's great. The whole thing with the gun where, Johnny threw the gun and was like, pick this up. And I was like, whoa, that was really clever. Oh, yeah. What did you think about the offer that Funny gives him?
Well, to bring back Gyro?
Yeah.
Same thing, I think, it won't be my Gyro.
Yeah.
I think the same thing, I think, it won't be yours.
Yeah.
You saw these other universes are not the same, or, like, they don't have the corpse parts, or, like, they don't have the same adventures you had. It could be Gyro if you never like race with Johnny kind of thing. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because at first it was really tempting. Actually, I had to take a break for a few hours to like make dinner between that. Like once I read that chapter, I was like thinking about that the whole time. I was like, holy shit, is Johnny gonna accept it? Are we gonna see Gyro coming back? This isn't right, man.
I knew it wasn't gonna be him. He's not gonna do it. It's not gonna be his.
Yeah, it would have felt really weird.
Like his sacrifice would have been for none.
Exactly.
And so yeah, I kind of figured that. So that's anything else I want to tell you about Funny other than his demise by the Johnny's Act 4 tusk shot.
Shooter, whatever it says.
Is the one that like travels through all the dimensions, like following him and like.
Yeah, that was so awesome. The whole thing where it was like, no matter how many bodies he switched into, it was still following him. Yeah, he was still gonna. Because the whole thing is like his body starts spinning, and then he gets the spinning like. Brings him underground, because that's what happened. He gets like trapped underground by Johnny Stand, and then every time he goes to another universe, he gets like trapped in underground again, and like the ground starts like he's so perpetually being like buried alive until he goes back and makes a deal, and then
he tries to, and then Johnny just shoots him.
Yeah, blows his face away.
So good.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with Diego coming out. Love it. It's so fucking great.
Read it.
The winner of Steel Ball Run, Diego Brando.
Well, he didn't technically win, and he died.
He still came in first.
They gave it to Poco Loco because he got luck. It's actually his stand that saved
the day.
Yeah, it's his stand. You'll know, but like.
Yeah, he was really the true mastermind.
So lucky that he Diego went to the vault. That was all part of his plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we should talk about the villains of the week, or some
of the best, I think, in JoJo. But I think this and Part 5 have some of the best villains of the week.
Definitely, they're unique and so even some of them stayed around a little bit. Like Peepo would stay around a little longer.
Whoever you say his name.
Blackmore with the rain stand was there a little bit more often because he was part of his funny stuff.
Catch the Rainbow, I think, is what his stand was called.
Yeah, Great name.
Seriously, he was so cool. The visual of him like
I love
standing on the raindrops.
It's a cool stand to be able to like walk on rain and
Yeah.
You know, it's very specific to have rainfall. Like, but like if you're in like I guess if like a good rainstorm in like the East Coast, it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you pick your battles. I loved his mask too. The mask was
his
really
stand
cool.
was his stand was like the suit, like a suit stand, right?
No, it was actually just the mask. The
It was
mask
just
is
the
the only
mask?
thing that manifested. Yeah, this part we didn't really talk about it. This part kind of abandons stands as like always humanoid. Most of the stands are
It seemed
like aspects of person or like
either part of you or an object, like you know, meat spray was like a can, like a spray can,
yeah.
and like yeah, and some were just like Mountain Tim was like a rope that was like basically in the like his middle himself.
Yeah. But then eventually like Ball Breaker, Gyros, and Johnny's
Well,
get.
Ball Breaker wasn't a stand. That was just like his spin technique and ball.
But Ball Breaker gets a stand. Ball Breaker's a stand. Even though it's also an ability. Well, you could say that what's his face Wikapo's thing was a stand too.
Wikapipo?
He had
That's what I'm talking about. Wikapipo.
right side
I thought his was Ball Breaker.
No, Ball Breaker's Gyros.
And what was it was another like
Wikapo has right side ataxia, which apparently is a thing. I guess it's a real
Wikapo's right
condition.
No, I
where-
could have swore he was like another. I could have swore the ball was called like Ball Breaker.
No, Ball Breaker is the name
Wake
of...
up. Keep going
Wake
down.
up, people!
Go down, because it'll show you what his ball's called.
I forget the name of it.
Wrecking Ball. That's what I was
Wrecking
thinking.
Ball,
It's
yeah.
the same kind of thing. I was thinking of Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrecking Ball, which I guess is a stand, kind of.
It's this special ball that causes hemorrhages.
Yeah, it's left side ataxia, which I guess is a real thing.
Oh, that's like the left side.
Yeah, you can't see things.
That
on
was
the
really
left
cool.
side.
Just like
Yeah, that was one of the cooler ones. I like that he didn't just die either. Like he kept coming back because it was such a cool stand and it was usable. It was like a good team up stand.
Who kills him again?
Well,
Funny
okay, yeah, Funny does, but it's that really confusing chapter where you see Johnny die like 3 times.
Oh, he like crawling the sewer. The one where Johnny's like crying, like bleeding, crawling to the sewers.
Yeah, he gets killed by Wikapo, and then he gets killed by Gyro.
Then he become like he helps him out.
Not
Like
Gyro.
he comes out and helps him out like at the
Yeah, he's with Magenta. I think it's Magenta. I'm not sure.
Magenta.
He's with him. I can close all these tabs.
Magenta.
Magenta has a really terrible power too, because he just goes invincible, but he can't move. So he just gets trapped at the bottom of the Delaware River forever.
That's like, and then stops thinking probably.
Yeah, literally, like he's the Cars of this part.
Of this part, yes. And then what's it called? I like Civil War. I thought Civil War was like a really
Was that Axl Rowe?
Yeah.
Civil War was neat.
I was like, it's definitely a good stand to like. It's kind of like with Polnareff had the genie one, with a good way to like satisfy or come to terms with your past.
Yeah.
Like, what's it called? Like,
it was really good for Johnny's development.
Yeah.
Because Johnny's like pretty much kills himself. He shoots himself in the head with his thing, and it activates part 3, I think.
How lucky was that? I was like, kill myself.
I know, right? And I just got a new ability.
How lucky are we?
Someone else wanted to talk about. Oh, do you remember this guy, Mike O?
Which one was that?
The stand that's like balloon animals, tubular bells. They're balloon animals. I hope there's a picture that go inside your body.
Oh my god!
They go inside your body and make you
that.
explode.
Then who the fuck killed him?
Hot Pants.
Hot Pants.
Hot Pants, because he was trying to figure out who the traitor was, Valentine,
right.
and he was gonna get Lucy Steele, but then Hot Pants saves the day.
As usual.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I don't remember. I suddenly remember that. It's something that I don't like remember nearly as much as I should.
It has such a weird visual.
Tubular bells, joke instrument.
It is such a weird visual because like the way that he draws the balloon animals, they look so sinister.
Yeah, sinister looking balloon animals.
They look so like disturbing.
The nose looks the nose.
Oh yeah, because what they actually appear as is they're like no, they're not. Yeah, they're screws. Yeah, they're screws that he blows into.
That's really cool.
Oh, it is Fat Funny. It's so funny seeing Fat Funny. I feel like I could do a good Fat Funny cosplay.
So yeah, I don't remember them. So Pork Pie Hackett had the weirdest fucking design.
He was pretty much like Pesci from Part 5 with the Beach Boy.
Yeah, but he also did the thing of Johnny like basically destroying the. Shut up, Jim.
Sorry.
But it was like the throat, he has a throat string, and then Johnny basically shoots it, and it's like his throat basically explodes because he had the string in there. Like, Johnny's murdered a child.
He was a bad kid.
A mentally challenged, like, wild child.
Yeah. This guy was cool
11
too.
Man.
Yeah, I forget his name.
11 Man.
Oh, 11 Man, yeah. It was cool, but only as like a supporting character, because that was
also that image is really cool.
Yeah.
I love the faces on the back of the head.
I guess just doing speedrun right now.
Yeah, until we get to the best one.
Maybe Scarlet Valentine, the first lady.
We can talk about her at the end.
Sugar Mountain was really cool.
I love the ghost tree.
Yeah, where they needed to get, I think, Jesus' ears, and they had to make like an exchange. So
yeah,
like it was really clever. Gyro cuts like rabbit ears off because Johnny was hunting rabbits, and Gyro cuts the ears off and like exchanges them for Jesus' ears. I thought that was really clever.
And then what's it called? Sandman was really cool. We talked about him.
Yeah. The Italian terrorist guy. Oh, do you want to try his name?
Oi Komova, as an Italian man myself. Nah, I'm good.
He was Kira. He pretty much had like a shittier version of Killer Queen. That was another thing. There were a lot of stands that were like echoing older stands. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got a fucking text message from like a dentist place I haven't been to in like fucking like years. Like, oh, we're closing for July. Like, I haven't been able to go back to you. In, like,
all right, I was gonna go yesterday, but.
But yeah, so also there was
Ringo.
I know I was saving Ringo for last, but
yeah, okay, no, yeah, we'll save him. Oh, and we also have to talk about
no, that's part. He wouldn't really he would have thought he was a stand user, but he really wasn't.
That's what I liked about it. Yeah, we're talking about Norisuke Higashikata. You think that he's because you see the name Higashikata, you're like, whoa, that's Josuke's last name from part 4. So you're like, is he a stand user? Is he gonna be like
there's a tease about how like someone in the race is like nearby is like an enemy stand user or something.
It ended up being Sandman actually, because that was when it was like the
attacked by sound. They see like Higashikata. Also,
one of the other guys just gets brutally murdered, and it's hilarious.
Stroheim.
Well, he does early on. Yeah, it was another one of like the callback characters, I think.
Abdul?
No, he just doesn't even die. He just falls off his horse or his camel.
Eat shit's ass. I forgot he rode a camel because racism.
What a stupid idea! Like camels are great in like one environment. They're not gonna help you through like the cold weather.
Who's Disco?
It's the one that has like the grid stand.
Is he the chocolate? Is he chocolate?
He makes
chocolate disco, yeah.
He has a grid stand, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the weird grid.
I actually really like that. He was only in for like one chapter, and they got his fight over with really quick. It was great because that was when things were really amping up, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to have a new stand user introduced. We had to deal
with funny like assassin henchmen, like bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was who was
Not to go through everyone.
The Boom Boom family.
The Boom Booms were nothing. They were just like an introduction.
Mrs. Robinson?
He was fucking... they had like a 2-on-1 fight with him. I forgot his name.
He's a Mexican man?
Heavily androgynous, a Mexican man.
The name after... Unless you know the song Mrs. Robinson. This session requires expansion. Did he have a stand? Oh no! Remember his eyes were filled with insects that he was able to control. It wasn't even a stand. He was just able to like. He just had.
He like manipulated the cactus. He used his bugs to like land on cactuses that explode when they're touched.
Dude! I had a deal with a kid with one of those exploding cactuses.
Oh my god!
I went to Arizona one time as a kid. They call it jumping cactus, and if you step near it, it like was covered in needles. I was wearing shorts. I didn't have any jeans or anything. Oh my god! So that was like, the worst, dude.
Oh my god, that must have been so horrible.
Fuck hiking in the desert.
That's crazy. I don't know if if I want to hike in the desert now. That sounded like fun before I heard about exploding
don't go near cactuses. That's all I gotta say.
Alright, I think it's time to move on to the true man's world.
The true man's world. Ringo, my best friend Ringo. So yeah, that was like one of the coolest fucking best stand fights in part 7, I think.
I think
that wasn't like the end part.
It was really cool because, like, it starts out and you think that he's got, like, a sort of, like, one of those stands that affects a whole area and you're, like, trapped in it.
That's just, like, you leave the area but you come back to it, like...
Yeah, but he actually has a rewind power
was it like 6
It's a
seconds?
6-second rewind power, and he activates it with his
watch.
Yeah.
He has a stand, but basically he just, as for shits, he kind of just does that. The signal that I'm doing it.
They literally explain in one of like the little side things that he doesn't need to do that, but that's like the way that he triggers it.
He just looks cool.
But this is why JoJo's great. Like this whole fight, it was like the character. It shows the protagonist just being super tenacious and doing anything they can to overcome impossible odds.
In like Gyro, this is supposed to be Gyro's like fight too.
Yeah, because he wrecks. Sure. He like kills one dude really quick. They just like.
I just remember it was like wasn't Hot Pants in there like with them too. I think
she was, but not. She was like later, like early on, and then like later, but she wasn't during the thing. He's like into dueling, and he wants to die fairly. That's like his only thing. Like, he had a really fucked up to life.
It's just like the Ringo. He wants to die.
One of the coolest parts was when he's fighting Gyro in the cabin, because Gyro has to like fight his way into the cabin pretty much, and he like disables his one arm because Gyro knows that if he can't turn back the clock, then he can't turn back time. But what he does is he has his revolver in his other hand, and he shoots his gun and perfectly hits like the time turning thing on his watch to rewind time. I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, he killed some guy named Gacho. I don't remember Gacho.
Oh yeah, it was just one of those random like jobbers essentially.
Pretty much. So yeah, he's fucking really fucking good. Just when the ball through the wall, like, so good. I just love Ringo. He's so good, design wise and stand wise. Just like
he's so good. He's so cool.
And Welcome to the True Man's World, the best line.
Yeah, that was like one of those moments. I was like, yeah, Johnny's not the main character of Part 7, is he?
It's Gyro is the main character. It's his journey and like his, his Johnny is just there to be like our
Jojo.
Our Jojo, our character into like this guy's life and like journey. But so any other character you want to talk about? You want to talk about the first lady, who's the lesbian first lady?
She was funny. I liked her.
That also like that Lucy murders and then Lucy has to pretend to be
identity.
her. Yeah, assumes her identity with meat spray.
That was awesome. The scene where, because that's the scene where we first really get like Valentine's motivations, and he's chatting with her and like he wants to like have sex with her, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to have sex with you. You're fat."
I'm 14 years old, but I'm disguised as a 20-something years old woman.
But yeah, he gives a speech about like you have to take the napkin. You have to be the first one at the table that takes the napkin.
Take this potato chip and eat it.
Seriously, I love Take the Napkin.
Yeah.
Such a good.
Part 7 all around. What's the theater review for? Or I love it. My favorite JoJo part. My favorite JoJo. My favorite Joe Bro.
I think we're in agreement.
My favorite villains, like,
yeah, Funny
and Diego together.
It's almost hard to compare because I love both of them so much in like different ways. Like Funny is just great because he's like the villain, and then you got like Diego.
He has like best backstory, and he's Dio, so you kind of like have to like.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the antagonist.
An improved Dio.
But I like to have him instead of being like a true like antagonist like Dio was like Part 1 and 3, where he was just more like. He flip-flap between, like, doing, like, getting rid of Funny and, like, going against Johnny and, like, everything. Like, he was more of, a turn, like, easy flip-flap, like, everywhere. Yeah. But I really, like, you don't know what side he's going to land on, or he's always his own, but, like, you don't know which side he's going to lead to.
I'm watching a lot of JoJo videos on YouTube, so I forget who said it, but it might have been Wooly, or someone from, like, Super Best Friends, but they said that Part 7 is kind of, like, 1, 2, and 3 condensed in the fact that with, like, the villains, so, like, you initially have Dio early on, and then Funny becomes like he's kind of like the Cars, because he gets his ultimate form and he's pretty much like a god. But then he stopped, and then you have Dio show up again.
He's stopped by a man who's like half of what they are.
Yeah.
So Johnny they crippled, and like Joseph is just a human compared to this like super being. Yeah, I can see that.
And then you have Dio showing up again and winning kind of. Also, yeah, like Dio wins in a way, like similar to how Dio wins against Jonathan in Part 1.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was kind of neat too. Like he still won, kind of, and Johnny's able to like recover, but Johnny's not the one that beats him.
But he does like a Joseph kind of trick to beat him. Where he like makes him pick up his head. Yeah,
it wasn't even Johnny too. It was Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy.
Which is interesting, I think.
I love that, but like. It just maybe just go back to like because what's it called? Iraqi always wanted at least Lisa to do more than she did in part 2, but the editors wouldn't let her. So he probably wanted like a woman to get get the win.
Yeah.
And like
which is awesome. It really sucks because like you can tell that one fight that Lisa's supposed to do.
Those cars.
And then it just doesn't happen, and you're just like, fuck. That would have been so awesome. Lisa's such a cool character.
Even like in the there's like barely any women in part 3 other than like this couple of villain characters. In part 4, Yukako, who's a villain, but she didn't really do much after like the couple chapters. Trish gets one fight, gets probably the strongest stand in part 5, but like doesn't do anything after that.
Part 6 is probably the best because it has a lot of female villains and heroes, and they do a lot for the plot. Yeah.
But what are your thoughts and think about it on your list and everything?
Yeah, I really love Johnny. No, Johnny. God damn it. I'm like, their names are too similar. Joseph is like one of my all-time favorites just because he has such a cool like
personality.
Yeah, he's so goofy, but he has like these real serious moments. Like him and Caesar, like when he's dealing with Caesar's death, that's just like really good. So him and Johnny are like really neck and neck for my favorite JoJo, with Gyro like close behind. Not Gyro, fuck. All their names are the same. With Giorno like as like a very, very close third. Gyro is the best JoBro though.
Yeah, hands down. No one comes. I'd probably be Bruno for you though, still, but
yeah, Bruno, it's really tough. Gyro just gets so much more development than Bruno does.
Yeah, Gyro is great. And when it comes to villain wise, where do they rank?
I love Diavolo and King Crimson, because when I think of the villains, I consider the Stand as well.
Their Stand, and I go by motivations as well.
Yeah, that's where like King Crimson's is like the least motivation.
Because motivation's just like I gotta keep my identity a secret kind of thing.
Yeah, and he thinks that he's like divine will is going to help, and whenever there's any challenge, it's just him being tested, which is like okay. Whereas Funny is just like patriotism, like. He just is he's got this past where he values patriotism and bettering the world, and this is the way that he thinks.
He's trying to do it for his country.
Yeah. You can't even, like, call him a bad guy. Like, Funny was right under that guy. Because at the very end, he's still trying to dick Johnny over when he offers him the deal, but he still is going to kill him. But he's, like, you tell that he's, like, earnest, and he really does think that America needs to be great again.
I wonder who the president was at the time Steel Ball Run took place.
I looked it up. I think it was. It was funny because it's one of those presidents no one really cares about. Let me look it up. Oh, Benjamin Harrison. Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Fuck you, Benjamin Harrison.
Oh, he's the guy that died. He died like a minute in office.
Coincidence? Maybe Funny Valentine was the vice president.
Maybe Benjamin Harrison was killed by an Italian man and a crippled American boy.
Yeah, she had a stand. I'm surprised the vice president wasn't in there and had a stand as a villain. Yeah. I'm so fucking surprised.
Yeah, they didn't do a vice. I guess the vice president was dealing with all the shit in Washington because someone made a comment. They're like, "Funny, you've been away from Washington for like 4 months. Like, you need to be the president again." He's like, "I'm doing important business in the West."
So yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Did he was he the one that died? Wait, I'm very confused. In office, I thought it said he died. Oh, he died in 1901. Sorry, I'm acoustic. I'm mixing up my things.
You're acoustic.
Yeah, I'm acoustic.
Okay.
He still is terrible, and no one cares about him, and he's no funny. I mean, look at that hair. He doesn't even have beautiful girl.
Maybe he replaced himself with a more sexy, beautiful, like weirder hair-styled man with American flag scar on his back.
In the original, like before he developed D4C, he was Benjamin Harrison, but then he just kept going into like slightly different alternate realities until he was a sexy fat boy with curly hair.
My fellow Americans, I want you to call me Funny now.
I'm changing my name to Funny Valentine.
Like Benjamin Harrison's Bizarre Adventure, the true man's world.
True Ben's world.
But yeah, so all around,
it was just fantastic.
Great. Read it.
Best version of Jesus in JoJo.
I so great to see Jesus in JoJo art style, man.
I love it so much.
Yeah, so read it. It's really good.
Yeah, if you haven't read it, then what are you doing?
Don't listen to the spoiler cast. Fucking read it.
You dummy. You dumb boy.
And if anyone needs motivation to read through part 6 to 7, part 7 is amazing.
Yeah.
I like even on my anime list, it's like number 2 manga rated on my anime list.
Just Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run. Yeah. Right behind Berserk.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I want to talk about that a little more. I forgot, but part 6 is like a bummer and it sucks. But the ending is really a downer. But it's so worth reading part 6 just to get to part 7. Like,
yeah,
it really sets it up in a good way.
gets rid of like the convoluted mess that was Part 6.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's starting fresh.
so can't wait. It's good. And
It's the best.
then now you can move on to Part 8.
Yeah, I'm a true JoJo patrician now.
You're almost caught up with me.
I'm not an anime only anymore.
You're almost caught up with me now.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Any other thoughts or final?
I mean, I have a lot to say. We've talked a lot about.
If you want to rant any more about Part 7, man, this is your chance to.
We're gonna have a part 2 of this podcast where
You could.
I talk about how delicious Dio is.
You hit your best husbando.
My husbando Diego. No, it's just fucking great. Everything's good.
Any other
great.
thoughts? Any
No.
other rants you want to make about this?
No, that's it.
All right.
I think we should end it. So
End it?
yes,
So that's been our Part 7 spoiler cast then.
if you have any questions, shoot us comments, emails. Check us out on iTunes, because I assume you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not, check us on iTunes. We also do a regular weekly podcast where we talk about like weird
Cat girl, animal girls, that kind of shit.
Yeah, with all the weird cat girl anime, we
All those
rank
fetish
them.
that you secretly don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that we don't really like either.
No, wait until we get that horse like
Centaur's life.
and the horse racing one.
Oh
Ugh.
yeah, this year is gonna be really good for horse.
Hey,
girl
and we even
anime.
found out that Neon Genesis Evangelion has a cat girl apparently.
Apparently,
According to Disney Epcot, that is
Ray is a mysterious cat
alien
girl.
cat girl. So I can't wait to watch and shit on that.
How dare you? Eva's my favorite.
I'm gonna shit on it.
All right, well that's it, I guess. Check us out. We're gonna be putting more JoJo content out eventually.
Send us a parcel when it was Part 7, like kind of time period. Send us a parcel in the mail.
Yeah, send us some Pony Express snail mail.
Pony Express. Find a guy named Mountain Tim. Send it right to us.
Yeah.
To the far land world of New Jersey. Part 7 takes place like only 15 minutes away.
Yeah, actually, one of my friends lived because I looked on a map where the area was.
Like the race and everything.
Yeah, and the part where Gyro dies literally is 10 minutes away from where my friend lives.
It's even in Philly, but it's right there to the Atlantic Ocean, so it's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Anything else want to plug? Are you good?
No, yeah, I need to go.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
It's
thanks.
been Sam.
It's been Jim.
Bye-bye.
Bye.